Hi everyone, I'm Darren Roberts, Regional Agronomist for Winfield United in Western Iowa, and today I'm here with Clayton Hora, District Sales Manager for Winfield United in Northwest Iowa. Today we're discussing a little bit about fungicide applications in corn. Okay, so Clayton, tell us, how does a farmer go about making that decision whether or not to apply a fungicide?
You know, Dan, that's a really common question this time of year. The first thing I steer my growers and sellers to is response to fungicide scores. So every year in our answer plot system, we test all of our vended products plus some other competitor products and try to select hybrids and score them only on their response to fungicide. So brands such as Cropland, DeKalb, Brevant, NK, and some competitors are on the answer plot system, and we're able to give the grower a pretty good indication on the fields and the products that will have the best return on their investment.
Okay, so pretty powerful data there. We have had some of the response to fungicide data displayed on the screen behind us here. If somebody was interested in finding out more about specific hybrid information with response to fungicide, so where could they go for that data?
The local Winfield United retail seller will have all the information, or they can go to cropland.com.
Okay, so response to fungicide data is a good place to start. In addition to that, at tassel time, we might evaluate the overall disease pressure in the field. In addition to that, if we're in a heavy residue field, such as corn on corn, that's a pretty good place to apply a fungicide. Okay, so moving on to this next portion, we've evaluated our hybrid response to fungicide score. We've made the decision to apply a fungicide. Clayton, is there a specific adjuvant that you would recommend going in with that fungicide application?
I'd recommend every application of fungicide to be paired up with Master Lock. Master Lock really helps with deposition, helps the product get through the thick canopy layer, and also really helps with coverage, making sure it spreads out over the leaf, protects the plant, and gets used by what you're paying for. With the increased deposition and coverage, we see up to a 5.7 bushel response from applications of Master Lock paired with fungicide versus the fungicide alone.
Okay, so in addition to that yield data, Master Lock also does not have NPE, which is a component that causes arrest of deer. Many of the surfactants on the market today have that ingredient and run the risk of causing arrest of deer. So what are situations where we might be at increased risk for seeing arrest of deer?
Anytime that there's really uneven emergence, we can run a high risk. So if you have a replant situation, uneven emergence, or if an operator just tries to get out there a little too soon and the field isn't fully castled, we run a really high risk of having arrested ear in that field. That's why it's really important for sellers and applicators to be asking what adjuvants are in their fungicide applications. That way their crop can be safe.
Okay, so we've evaluated our hybrid response to fungicide score. We've made the decision to apply fungicide. We're including Master Lock as our drift and deposition aid. Any other products that we should be considering for that application?
Now would really be a great time to include an application of a micronutrient, to be able to add a product like Maxin Boron. Last year we saw about 80% of our tissue samples in the reproductive time for corn came back either deficient or responsive. So being able to pair up a fungicide with a micronutrient is a great pairing right there. We can also consider an application of an insecticide. Using a product like Tundra, we're able to control corn rootworm beetles, stop them from feeding on silks, and hopefully keep the pressure down to control the egg count for next year if it's a corn on corn field. Or really going through European corn borer, being able to control some of them in our conventional corn fields would be another great opportunity to pair up an insecticide with the fungicide.
Okay, so to kind of summarize what we've discussed today with regards to fungicide application in corn, first off, are we evaluating our hybrid response to fungicide score? That's a very good place to start. Number two is, are we including a drift and deposition aid such as Master Lock to help drive those droplets deeper down into the canopy to increase our overall fungicide uptake? And then the third point that we want to consider is addressing any other needs out there, particularly nutritional needs, such as boron at tassel time, and then also an insecticide to help reduce the pressure from corn rootworm beetles and also European corn borer.